llegado el maestro, de él salió virtud, sanidad traerá por este lugar, y hoy libres seremos. Déjate arropar por el manto de Jesús. Pasando por este lugar está. Déjate envolver por el manto de Jesús. Al tocar el borde del manto del Rey, hay sanidad, salvación y vida eterna. Sano soy, limpio soy, aquí estoy y libre soy. Ha llegado el Maestro, de él salió virtud, sanidad traerá por este lugar, y hoy libres seremos. Déjate arropar por el manto de Jesús, y al tocar el borde del manto del Rey, hay sanidad, salvación y vida eterna. Sano soy, limpio soy, aquí estoy y libre soy. Y al tocar el borde del manto del Rey, hay sanidad, salvación y vida eterna. Sano soy, limpio soy, aquí estoy y libre soy. En ti libre soy, Yahweh. En ti hay liberación, restauración, sanidad. El cojo saltará, el mudo hablará, porque quien lleva el manto ya está en este lugar. Depresión ya no habrá, cadenas se romperán, porque el Espíritu Santo sanará y libertará. El cojo saltará, el mudo hablará, porque quien lleva el manto ya está en este lugar. Depresión ya no habrá y cadenas se romperán, porque el Espíritu Santo ya está. Oh, el cojo saltará, el mudo hablará, En ti hay liberación. En ti yo libre soy. En ti libre soy. En ti hay libertad. El enfermo sano será. El cojo saltará, saltará. El mudo habla, los enfermos se sanan. Las cadenas rotas, rotas son en ti, Jesús. Oh, libres somos en ti, yo libre soy. Oh, yo libre soy. Oh, las cadenas se rompió. Oh, en ti libre soy. Yeah, las cadenas se rompió. Oh, en Dios libre soy. En ti libre soy. Oh, Yahweh, en ti libre soy. Y al tocar el borde del manto del Rey, hay sanidad, salvación y vida eterna. Sano soy, limpio soy, aquí estoy y libre soy.
I just wanna be close to your heart. This is where my healing finds its start. Here is where I find my peace, when my soul is finally free. I'm going all in over my head. I'm not scared to get drenched in your love. Wherever you go, God, I will follow. I'm not scared to get lost in your love.
I don't have to see where this road is, just as long as my hand's in your hand. Here's where I wanna stay, held within your sweet embrace.
I'm going all in over my head. I'm not scared to get drenched in your love. Wherever you go, God, I will follow. I'm not scared to get lost in your love. No, I'm not scared to get lost in your love. 'Cause your power is found in the roughest water, where I had no choice but to trust you, Father. Where my every fear has to surrender, I will trust in you forever. Take me there, oh, take me there. 'Cause your power is found in the roughest water. trust you, I trust you, Father. Where my every fear has to surrender, I will trust in you forever. Take me there, oh take me there. I'm going all in over mine. I'm not scared to get drenched in your love. Wherever you go, God, I will follow. I'm not scared to get lost in your love. No, I'm not scared to get lost in your love. I'm going all in over my head. I'm not scared. You can drench me in love. Wherever you go, God, I will follow. I'm not scared to get lost in your love. No, I'm not scared to get lost in your love. In your love, in your love, in your love, in your love. Take me deeper in your love, in your love. I wanna go in your love, in your love,
Give me love, Jesus.
in your love. Take me deeper, take me deeper. In your love, I need your love. In your love, I need your love. In your love, I need it to survive. And I need your love like I need water. And I need your love like I need breath inside my
Okay, I think this is working. Hold on, give me just 1 second. Hold on. Oh wow, it's playing the next song. Okay, I think it's working. God bless you guys. Yeah, I think the song ended very sooner than I thought. Kind of scared me a little bit. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Yeah. God bless you guys. Here, let me change. God bless you guys. How you guys doing today? It's different. It's you guys normally would see Gabriel or Felicity, one of those people, but I'm here. Yeah. But God bless you guys. Hope you guys had a great day, and hopefully you guys are staying safe. Yeah, I was kind of talking to my dad today, right? And just talking about like just what were we gonna do today, and he was like, you should start the Extreme Faith Radio show back up again. And I was like, I kind of thought about it. I'm not gonna lie, I was scared. I kind of hesitated on doing that because again, I've never done the show by myself. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. I think you guys can hear me. I'm seeing everything good, but if somebody can just give me like a thumbs up or something, that would be really nice. But I was telling him that like I don't know, never done the show by myself before. I've never done the show by myself before, and he was like, just think about it, and I thought about it for a little bit, and yeah, I'm here. Somebody's showing up. Oh. That okay. That was a little guest there. His uncle, my uncle. I don't know if he's gonna come back in here, but yeah. Okay, but yeah. So we're starting up the radio again. Hopefully it goes good. Hopefully everything goes good, and I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but hopefully you guys like the two songs that I played in the beginning. They're songs that I listen to on on a like daily basis, but on like I just listen to those songs. I like them. Those are some of my favorite songs. Yeah, those are some of my favorite songs. I've just kind of the song that I played in the beginning is a song that we played like every morning right before the radio started. We played, and I loved it. I loved that song. It was like, I don't know, I love that song. And then the second song, it's by who's it by? Let's find out real quick. By Brandon Lake. He sings. I can't even name the songs that he sings. Gratitude, and that's a song that I love to play. Yeah, so that's another song that I like to play and I like to hear. So that's Gratitude. If you haven't heard it, that's a great song. No, I don't. I thought I had it on the playlist that I made, but I didn't. But yeah, hopefully everything goes good. Again, I'm going to mention it one more time. This is my first time doing it alone, but I think it might go good. I don't know. I think it's going to go good. But yeah, what I was going to talk about a little bit was about, I know I mentioned it a little bit in the beginning of the, or not in the beginning, but the morning radio. I mentioned the kind of like what we talked about during class, the youth class. And I was going to probably just kind of go over that a little bit more. Kind of just talk a little bit more about that. And just, again, go over what... I know I mentioned... I think I mentioned the... I mentioned Solomon, right? And then how he kind of... How the downfall of Israel became. Or Jerusalem, I think. Yeah, Jerusalem. And the downfall of, like, all that, basically. So I was going to kind of go... more, not into detail of that, but more into detail of what the message was about, because we talked about that, and then we talked a little bit more about like just like the downfall of all that. So I'm gonna play another song because, again, I'm just gonna play another song. So let's play another song here. This is gonna be Firm Foundation. Yeah, this is gonna be Firm Foundation. So hopefully you guys enjoy it, and I'll be back with you guys shortly.
Christ is my firm foundation, the rock on which I stand, when everything around me is shaking. I've never been more glad that I put my faith in Jesus, 'cause he's never let me down. He's faithful through generations. So why would he fail now? He won't. He won't. I've still got joy in chaos. I've got peace that makes no sense. So I won't be going under. I'm not held by my own strength, 'cause I've built my life on Jesus. He's never let me down. He's faithful in every season. Feelings that I have that are deeper than flesh and blood. The rain here on earth won't be enough. Thank God for the day that He sent His only Son. So I'll turn and I'll trust and I'll run to the Father's love. 'Cause I have decided and I will follow. Lord, I will give you the rest of my life. 'Cause here at the altar I will surrender. Don't have to carry my shame anymore.
Okay, I am so sorry.
All of my
I am so
sin.
sorry. Yeah, that was my fault. I don't know what was going on. Something was happening. Yeah, something was happening there. I am so sorry about that. We're back again. I'm trying to remember everything how I did this. I've run like the board and everything, but like again, I haven't done it in a while, so trying to remember everything. But yeah, we're here on Thursday 31st. Just wanted to say that. But we have comments. Yeah, there we go. So we're gonna say them as best as we could, because in the past times, yeah, people know the past times I've tried to say comments before, and some have gone really good. So we're just gonna hope that they go good. We have Gabriel Romero, my dad. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna say the name and then what they are to me, basically. So yeah, we have my dad. He put a heart emoji. Yeah, heart emoji. And then he put I think they're clapping hands. Are they praise hands? They're praise hands. And then another heart emoji. Then we have, if I'm not mistaken, this is Amy, Joe's sister, if I'm not mistaken, right? Okay. I do have somebody here, but then I don't think they want to be on camera or on radio. But she said, yes, this is Amy. She gives a thumbs up. She gives 4 thumbs up, so I take that as a good. Because I think that was when I asked if the audio was coming out, so good. Then Jennifer Romero, my mom, said good with the little thumbs up again. Then we have Amy again saying, so excited to hear you, Tristan. Thank you guys again. I don't know. I guess my dad was like, you should start it up. And I was like, yeah, might as well. So we came out here and started it up. And then we have Ivan. That's really cool. Ivan saying, God bless you, bro. That's really cool. Then we have Elena, Sister Elena saying, oh, well, not saying. She put a little emoji, like it's a little emoji with little hands. He's smiling with little hands. Then we have Sarah, Sister Sarah, saying yay. And then another one from Sister Sarah. Sorry, I'm saying that wrong. Oh, that was when it wasn't working. She said, we can't hear you. And then I think that's Walter, if I'm not mistaken. I think, Walter said audio ain't working. And then Janelle with the thumbs up. I'm thinking that was when I got the audio working again. So, yeah, those are all the comments. But, yeah, I'm glad to see that you guys are listening. God bless you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I know I didn't send like a message or anything saying that I was on the radio. I was just gonna see whoever saw that I was on radio would join. So thank you guys for the people that are joining, or the people that are listening on the actual radio. Thank you guys. God bless you guys. Hopefully you guys are safe, and hopefully you guys had a great day. I used to actually, a little fun fact, on my YouTube, I used to say, hopefully you guys are having a great, blessed day. So, if anybody remembers those terrible days. Uh, but those days when I used to do radio, or not radio, when I used to do YouTube, that's like something I guess I for some reason said right when I would start the videos. But yeah, for this like kind of short message you can say, or like this little radio show that we're gonna have, I wanted to talk about the youth message that we had, kind of just going over like what we talked about, because I know that I talked about it a little bit in the morning. Again, I talked about the whole Solomon thing, and how like again the downfall of that, and now kind of just want to go into the rest of this message that we had, and kind of just talk about the rest of the stuff that we had for youth, I guess. So one of the things, so we started again, we started talking about the downfall, and I'm gonna see if this is right. The downfall of Jerusalem, right? Okay, right. I just wanted to make sure that was right. The downfall of Jerusalem, basically, kind of went down that route. We skipped kind of a big part of from Solomon to where we're going to. And if anybody's like wondering where Solomon is, because I didn't know where, I guess it is in First Kings is like where you'll find Solomon, and you'll find the part where it kind of talks about. I think I got the notes. Oh wow, I was prepared for this. Let's grab my notes real quick. In First Kings 11:11 is where it talks about how he's gonna divide, or it's basically talking about what I was talking about in the morning. And if anybody wasn't listening to that, I was talking about the where basically Solomon, that's where he kind of started failing in his spiritual life, and kind of started wavering again towards the towards the like obeying of other gods, basically. And again, that all started from his a lot of wives that he had. I don't remember how many. If Eddie, it was like 70 something. My helper's saying, if Eddie's listening, Eddie knows that information. But he had a lot of wives, right? And with all those wives, 700 wives that he had, and with all those wives, again, different religions came into his perspective, you could say, and that's where the downfall of Jerusalem started happening. Again, the just worshiping of different gods. He's made different temples for different types of gods, and then that's where Jesus started seeing like, okay, this is where it's going. This is going south pretty fast. So he came to appeared to Solomon and said, again, you can find it in 1 Kings 11:11. Again, it talks about how he's gonna divide the Jerusalem basically in half, give half to his servant's son, and the other half to Solomon's, like basically heir, or Solomon's son, basically. So then that happens, right? Then we skip the whole, basically, I think the lifespan of Solomon, and then go into the basically the other really bad downfall of Jerusalem, and it was Ahab, basically. If you don't know the ruling of Ahab, that's a whole different, like, a really bad part of Jerusalem. Oh yeah, basically the story about Ahab and Jezebel is what we're gonna get into. So yeah, when I don't know, we skipped a lot. I don't know what we skipped, but we skipped a good part of First Kings, and then went into the last chapters of First Kings, and then the beginning of Second Kings is where Ahab and Jezebel is found, like the story of that. So we start getting into that, right? We start getting into the story of Jezebel. Okay, I'm getting intel from the listeners. I'm getting intel from Walter saying that he had 900 wives. Oh, okay. So my helper, I'm not going to name names, said you're wrong, Walter, and said that there's 300 concubines that he had and 700 wives that he had, which would be 1,000, she said. That's math. She calculated that. I didn't, so if that's wrong, it's right. But if it was wrong, that would have been her fault, not mine. But, Walter, you're wrong, in the nicest way possible. Yeah, yeah, it wasn't right. But you had no, you didn't even. You're off 100. So, but you yeah, I don't know what to say for you, Walter. Yeah, again, 300 concubines, and you said 700 wives. So yeah, and then she said it equals 1,000. So he had basically total. You can say total. He had 1,000. I guess women. Yeah, you can say women. He had 1,000 women. And then that's when all went haywire. Again, like how I just said, the worship of different idols and everything. Then it goes. Then we start talking about Jezebel and Ahab, right? That story, and we didn't really go into like detail of like Jezebel, basically like what she did, because again, the stuff that she did is you can literally have that just for a message by itself. And actually, my dad had a message of that, and he did like a really good job. Like the stuff that I knew about Jezebel, like he like he did really good. Like he added that stuff in it, and he added even more stuff that I didn't even know. So like that was really cool. That message was really good message. I was fortunate, or not unfortunately, I was I don't know how to say. I was lucky enough. Yeah, lucky enough to be in that message. So I got to listen into that message, right? And then I got to kind of like add that information that he gave me into the information that I already had from like the stuff that I used to do for the radio, on Fridays. So I got to like see that stuff on there too. So I thought that was really cool. But again, Jezebel's story can be like an own message of itself, just because the stuff that she did is just, again, it's the spirit of Jezebel, basically. Again, you can just say it like that. But we mostly talked about Elijah and Elisha, so that's kind of where we went. We didn't really stay too much in like the story of just Jezebel. We did talk about Ahab. We talked about the kind of what he was kind of feeling and the stuff that he was kind of going through, because like again, in First Kings, the ending of First Kings and then the beginning of Second Kings is where you can find all this stuff at. And again, you can find where it talks about how he kind of started worshiping God, Jesus, but then his heart wasn't in the right place, right? Because I think Lorenzo I never really kind of thought about it, but again, it talks about in the Bible, where he started worshiping Jesus, right? He started doing sacrifices for Jesus and to Jesus, but again, his heart wasn't in the right place, basically, and he wasn't really worshiping God with everything. He wasn't worshiping him with everything that he had. So that's where he still wasn't in the right spot, even when he was worshiping God. So again, we kind of didn't really go too much into the detail or into the story of Jezebel and Ahab. We kind of stayed with Elijah and Elisha, and we kind of started talking about the story about the Mount. Oh my goodness, I always say this wrong. Mount Carmel. I don't know why I say that wrong. What? Oh, Mount Carmel. And we kind of went into that story. And again, if you don't know that story, that's a really big, impactful story. So I got one fact about Mount Carmel that I kind of didn't know, and I kind of wanted to find out. So if you guys don't know where Mount Carmel is, if you guys do, that's very impressive, because I didn't know. I had no idea where Mount Carmel was. But Mount Carmel is northwest of Israel. So if you probably have a Google map, you can kind of figure where that's at. But it says northwest of Israel, and yeah, just northwest of Israel. And again, that's where that kind of, what can you say, like that kind of message or that story was at Mount Carmel. And again, if you don't know that blew my mind. And kind of going into that detail, like we didn't go so much into detail, but we just talked about it, and I really haven't heard much about it. Like I've heard like little stories about it and just little things that he did, but I never heard like the actual story about it. And again, if anybody doesn't know about it, it's where Elijah went to kind of, you can say, kind of show off God, right? And kind of show off the power of God, right? So he called, again, if anybody has the actual details of this, I forgot how he called. I think it shows the certain number of prophets of Baal that he called to Mount Carmel. Let's see. Oh, I actually just said the name. Oh man, I said the name. I'm sorry. If you guys didn't hear me, good. But my helper, if you can find out how many prophets of Baal Elijah asked to come to Mount Carmel, right? So he kind of asked for like a meetup, basically. Yeah. Okay, so he basically asked, 450, Sarah said, prophets, and my helper also said the same. Huh? Yeah. Sorry, Sarah. Yeah. 450 prophets came to Mount Carmel to also kind of show off Baal, but again, nothing. If you don't know the story, okay, let's just get into the story, basically. Elijah asked Ahab to bring 450 prophets of Baal to Mount Carmel. And he basically had like a challenge, you can say like a challenge to see which God would basically light their sacrifice on fire first, right? So Elijah said, "Hey, you guys make basically you could say not statue. I don't know why I was gonna say statue, but like not an idol, well, an offering, or yeah, you could say an offering, right? No, I'm getting mixed vibes. Like an altar? Yeah, altar. There you go. Make an altar. Yeah, thank you, Walter. An altar for Baal, and I'll make an altar for Jesus, right? So he told him to make it first, and then he'll make his. And that kind of also showing like, oh, you guys can start first. I'll give you guys a head start, basically. So that was like the first little jab that he kind of threw at them, being like, you guys can start first. I know that you guys are gonna need to take time, right, on your guys' altar, right? So they start doing it, right? They make a normal, I guess, a normal altar for back then, just with the, it describes it more into detail. If you actually read it, it describes it more into detail. But again, it just kind of just make an altar, basically. So they make their altar for Baal, and then they start praying, right, doing all their stuff for it. Even talks about them basically killing themselves for Baal, right, just to show off this, right. So they do that, right. Doesn't work. Then Elijah starts, okay, now it's my turn, right? So he starts making his altar for the Lord. He makes it, right? I think he makes it pretty similar to the others. But then he asks them to get basically buckets or barrels of water and pour it onto the altar, right? So they start pouring. I think they poured a couple on it, and then he basically told them to pour more, right? And then during this time, again, I'm kind of not explaining this the best, so forgive me for this. But before all this, the reason why all this kind of started happening is because Janelle said 12 barrels of water on the altar. Another thing I think about is during this time they were having a really bad drought, or like you could say drought. They were having a really, really bad drought, right? And that's another reason why, again, this going to the story of Jezebel, that's when Jezebel started killing off all the prophets, right? Because all that stuff, right? Because all this, I think it was because of the drought, right? I don't think that's right. Yeah, I don't think that's right. I think I'm saying that wrong. Yeah, if I'm mistaken, I said that wrong. How did it? Okay, helper. Helper, please. Yeah, I don't think that was right. Yeah, because I don't know. Okay. I think we messed up. But going back to Elijah, because, again, the beginning of Jezebel, I'm not too, I don't know too much about. Am I right? Hold on, you're talking. Well, I was right. Wow, I was right. Oh man, I wasn't confident in myself. Oh, four. Oh, that okay. Yeah, that's just the next comment that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I was actually right. Oh wow, nice. I was right about the whole drought, and that's the reason why Jezebel started kind of killing off the prophets of God because she thought that that was the reason why they were in that drought. Okay, so I was right about that. Sorry for that whole minute taken away from the radio. I was right. I don't know why I said I was right. Just just clearing that off of the table that I was right. I was right, everybody. You guys are all wrong. Uh, no, but again, that's the reason why Jezebel started killing off the prophets because of the drought. And so, if you think about it, when they're on Mount Carmel, they're pouring. Again, this is kind of what Lorenzo said. They're pouring liquid gold, basically, on this altar. And again, just to kind of put like in the, just kind of like just to think about, like that's like, it's crazy. Like they're pouring liquid gold. They're pouring water during a drought. So like their mindsets are probably like nothing's gonna happen. We're so mad at this dude because this dude's pouring water that we would need on this altar that's probably not gonna be lit on fire, right? That's probably what is going through the prophet's mind right now. Huh? Oh, sorry. So yeah. So they start. He starts. Oh, yeah. Basically, what she said is when you drown something or submerge something in water, it's harder to light on fire, right? Yeah, it was basically more of a challenge, is what my helper is saying. I'm just gonna say your name. I already said it. That's what Felicity said. Yeah, so kind of just again showing off to the prophets to the other prophets, showing off like, hey, you guys can pour water on this and it still will light on fire, right? So they pour the water, right, and that kind of happens. Again, you said they poured 4 or 3. Okay, so they poured 4 barrels, wait, of water. He filled 4 barrels of water, and they poured it on the altar 3 times. So yeah, again, yeah, it again equals up to 12 times that they poured water on that oh my goodness, wow, on that altar of that Elijah made, right? So that happens, right? He pours the water into the altar that he made, and then he prays, right? Again, I wish I could have gone a little bit more into detail of that, of like what he actually said, and I could have actually. Oh, well, grab a mic because you're gonna say it. Felicity said she actually has a scripture for it, so I'm gonna let Felicity read it because I don't have the scripture. Yeah, Felicity said she'll read it for us. So we're gonna get Felicity's mic.
But I didn't say that. I didn't say
We can't hear you. You need the mic to you. Yeah.
You
they
can't
can
hear me.
Yeah, they can hear you.
They can't though.
Yeah, they can. Say something. Yep. You're good.
I don't think you can because I'm not coming out of the.
Nope. You can. They can hear you.
Can it? Oh.
Oh yeah, they can hear you. So, Felicity's gonna read. Okay, we're probably not gonna read the whole, like that whole.
I'm
book,
just gonna
basically.
read from where he's gonna like what
Yeah.
you're saying, where he's gonna start praying for the.
That's probably for the best. If you want, Felicity, you can start.
I was just supposed to be here for support.
You are supporting me. This is support.
Yeah.
Go on.
So 36. So this is 1 Kings 18:36. And it says
I gotta find it. And it came to pass at the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice that Elijah the prophet came near and said, Lord, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, let it be known this day that thou art God in Israel, and that I am thy servant, and that I have done all these things at thy word. 37. Hear me, O Lord, hear me, that this people may know that thou art the God, the Lord God, and thou art hath and that thou hast turned their heart back again. And then 38 says, Then the fire of the Lord fell and consumed the burnt sacrifice and the wood and the stones and the dust and licked up the water that was in the trench. And when all the people saw it, they fell on their faces, and they said, The Lord, he is the God, the Lord, he is the God. And Elijah said unto them, Take the prophets of Baal, let not one of them escape. And they took them, and Elijah brought them down to the brook Kishon, and slayed them there.
Nice. Okay, wow. So again, thank you, Felicity, for saying that. That was
You're welcome.
again. I kind of had the scriptures ready, or not ready, but I had them. But like I was like hesitant on reading them. Yeah, I was kind of hesitant on reading them just because I didn't want to like kind of mess up. So I was like, I'll wait on that. But again, thank you, Felicity, for reading those scriptures. Again, kind of just talking about what we kind of just talked about, kind of just actually reading what the words that he said and what they did and everything. So yeah, that's kind of that part of the Mount Carmel. I don't know why I keep on messing on Mount Carmel. It's Mount Carmel, huh? Say it. Say it on the radio.
No, I'm saying you're right. You're doing it really good
Okay.
because I looked it up because I thought you were saying it wrong, and I was like thinking like, oh, he's saying like caramel, like
Yes,
because he's
Mount
thinking like
Carmel.
the candy caramel.
Yes, it's Mount Carmel.
Yeah, but I thought you were saying it
Oh,
wrong,
you
so I was
thought
like,
it-
I had to look it up. So I was like, oh
Well,
man.
thank you for their support.
Welcome.
But yeah, that's kind of that little story. Honestly, that was like the biggest part of like what we talked about for me. Like that's something that I thought like was amazing and kind of like again, that was like amazing for me. Like to like kind of see it or not see it, but kind of read it and kind of like imagine it. Again, I'm just like Gabriel and how like I would imagine like what I'm reading and like I could like imagine like everything happening, right? And then even Lorenzo was saying that he saw a video on I don't know where he saw a video somewhere where this guy was reading that chapter on Mount Carmel like to like tourists and everything like kind of like telling the story, right? And I think that would be crazy like to do and like to like see that and like to be on like the basically that mountain like where everything happened, right? And it's crazy to think and like to see that like in person. But again, that's kind of where that's like if you ever hear like, oh, did you hear the story of Mount Carmel? That's the basically that main story again about Elijah and the 450 prophets of Baal, right? And yeah, so that happens, right? Then another like little part that I want to throw out there before we had okay, I'm gonna end the radio around like 6:30, so like when we getting closer to ending. Another cool thing that I thought, like, another crazy thing that I thought, and like, you really don't see, and I've never seen somebody do this. It talks about Elijah running about, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 33 miles to that place where Jezebel and Ahab were living. Again, if you want to do me a favor, look at like that distance. Yeah, so it talks about again, another thing that I left out on accident, sorry. Again, Ahab, if I'm not mistaken, Ahab and the 450 prophets went to Mount Carmel and to basically do that whole little challenge that Elijah had for them. And it says, again, after the whole Mount Carmel thing happened, it says that Ahab was basically getting ready to head back to, again, I don't know where they lived, but was going to go back to that place and to tell Jezebel. And it talks about how Elijah basically ran ahead of Ahab, and Ahab wasn't walking or running. He was in a chariot with, if I'm not mistaken, 2 horses. And again, if you think about it, it doesn't make sense for somebody to run faster than a person riding a chariot. It just doesn't add up. So that was another thing that I was like kind of blew my mind, was that again Elijah ran ahead of Ahab to this place. And again, kind of blew my mind. Another little thing that I thought that was kind of crazy that we talked about Wednesday. What else?
25 miles.
Huh?
25 miles.
Oh, 25? Oh, I was wrong. Sorry. 25 miles to this place. Again, do they say where that place was that they were staying? Just looking at this real quick. Yeah, but again, still doesn't make sense. Even if it was 25 miles, it still doesn't make sense. Running faster than a chariot, 25 miles. Like, that doesn't make sense. So that, again, that's kind of like what I took from the story, that the message that he brought. Huh? Jezreel. Okay, so he ran 25 miles ahead of or not 25 miles ahead, but he ran 25 miles. Yeah, you could say 25 miles ahead of Ahab to Jezreel.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that's kind of what we talked about. Kind of went over that. Again, we went over the death of Ahab and Jezebel. Again, if you don't know the death of Jezebel, it's kind of like a pretty gruesome death. Yeah, it's pretty gruesome. But again,
some dogs.
Yeah, dogs. Basically, you can say dogs. Again, we're basically, yeah.
So like, I have some questions because you made me speak. So now you cannot stop me. You already messed up.
Okay,
So I was trying to stay quiet. But like in the story, like how do you think that like that? I know you were kind of saying like it impacted you because like you were like seeing it in your head, but like how do you think that like impacted you as far as like, because like when I hear the stories, like I hear like all these people doing like the most, right? Like cutting themselves and like killing themselves just to get like something from their gods. And then Elijah's over here like, pour water on this thing. Like pour 3 more times.
Yeah, like kind of like showing off.
And then just
basically
saying like, God, like show up, and then God burns everything, burns the water.
It burns up all the water, and it also burns the rock that he put around.
Yeah,
it.
that's how big the fire was.
Yeah,
and like thinking like sometimes like you see all these people like they're trying to do the most, right?
Yeah,
because they're trying to get like an inch, but we have a God that like
just to call on his name.
Yeah, just to be like, God, show up, please, like be here, and then he brings us. We have that God that burned the stone, and like that's like to me hearing that like the most like I was probably breathing into the microphone. I'm sorry. I was like, but like, but hearing that and like hearing that like story is kind of like, that's what I think about in that. But like, I didn't know if you thought in like.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. Like, what kind of like, that kind of like part of the story, like kind of like what I got out of it, like, what I got out of it is kind of like, kind of what you said, but like, I got more out of like, like they had faith, right? Not they did, but Elijah had faith, right? He had faith that he had so much faith that he told him, hey, put 3 more barrels of water on that. He had so much faith that he told him, hey, you guys can go first, right? And like he had so much faith that he did all that, right? And again, that's kind of what I got from it, of like faith. Like
Mhm.
that part of the story is about faith, right? Having faith
Yeah,
in
and
God.
that's a
and
really-
basically anything
Mhm.
can happen, right? And again, he had faith. He had confidence in God. He had
Mhm.
again, it shows that if you have that much confidence in God, that
He'll show up.
yeah, he'll show up. So again, that's kind of what that part of the story means to me. Again, I didn't really want to talk too much about like Jezebel and Ahab because like
Mhm.
again, we've been like the church the church has been basically talking a lot about Jezebel and Ahab,
Mhm.
right? We've had those two messages about Jezebel and Ahab, so
Mhm.
kind of wanted to stick towards like Elijah basically and kind of talking about Mount Carmel.
Yeah, no, and I think that's a good story to kind of like talk about because,
Mhm.
like you're saying, like, you had a really good point, like the faith he had and
Yeah.
stuff. Like, it's like a story that you only kind of hear it like once in the Bible, and like, oh, like
Again,
like it's like you don't really focus on it too much,
Mhm.
just because it's just like, oh,
It's Mount
he did
Carmel.
that, yeah, and
Yeah.
that's it, and then you go back to, oh, but look,
Yeah.
Jezebel got eaten by the dogs,
Yeah.
and like that's crazy.
yeah. Again,
And like you don't really focus on it, but like when you do focus on
Yeah.
it, you see the true meaning behind it. Of like, look at that power. Look at
the faith.
Elijah calling on God and God showing up when these people were
Yeah.
killing themselves, doing sacrifices. And I think that was a really good point. Like we've always said, like you have to bring up those stories in the
Mhm.
Bible because we do overlook them. But sometimes, like every part of the Bible has a message in it and a
Mhm.
meaning.
Yeah.
And it might not. You might not see it now, but you're
Yeah.
gonna see it in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
Yeah. Oh, sorry. What were you
Go
gonna
ahead,
say?
no.
Oh, yeah. Again, like right now at this time, like I'm probably not seeing this as somebody else seeing it, right?
Mhm.
Or listening to it, or I'm taking in what they're taking in
Mhm.
of the story. So again, different people just hear different things, right?
Mhm.
And again, like you said, it's true. Like this part of the story, like it kind of just gets not like overread, but it's, like sometimes you can get
Overlooked.
overlooked because again, like you said, Jezebel it's a big story, right? Jezebel, because like the spirit of Jezebel, like
Mhm.
you can get so much out of just Jezebel, right?
Mhm.
And the spirit of Ahab, right? The messages that they brought, the spirit of
Mhm.
Jezebel and the spirit of Ahab, you can get so much out of it. So like you can overread or like overlook, like you said, this story of Mount Carmel
Mhm.
because like I said, it goes to the death of Ahab, the death of Jezebel, right?
Mhm.
And again, like if you really just read these stories, you can get different stuff from it. Again, you can
Mhm.
get faith. You can get the leader, or not the leader, like the following of the following that Elijah had for Jesus, right?
Mhm.
To like, I'm gonna even though Jezebel's killing all these prophets, right?
I'm gonna speak up.
I'm gonna speak up, right? And I'm gonna have faith that God's gonna give me the strength to do this and give
Mhm.
me the strength to, or give me the faith and give me that
Mhm.
kind of peace of like, okay, I
Yeah.
have enough peace to talk to this person that is killing basically his friends, basically the people
Yeah.
that were worshiping God with him. So again, you can get so much from this story basically.
Mhm.
Again, it kind of all goes together with the story of Jezebel and everything.
Mhm.
It's in the basically that path of the ending of Jezebel, right?
Mhm.
Again, this kind of wanted just to go over that story, the
Mhm.
story of Mount Carmel and the story of and how it gets to Mount Carmel. Again, I know this is my first time doing this. Kind of started this alone, but I think it went good.
You did good.
I can't really say much, but I know again, asking for prayer for like the stuttering. I know I stutter a little bit. I have a little bit of a stutter, but not too bad. So just pray for that again. Kind of wanted to start doing this again on Thursdays, and kind of just wanted to do this, right? Kind of start this back up again, because I know this is something that Gabriel used to do and my dad used to do. So I think it would be cool to start this up again and kind of just start this up again. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys are staying safe out there. Hopefully you guys had a great day, a great blessed day, and thanks thanks for Felicity for coming out, because again, she was a big help. She gave more detail into the story that I didn't bring. So yeah, thanks for that. Thanks for the support.
I'm here.
And again, thanks for all the listeners. Yeah. Thanks for all the listeners. They also gave a lot of information that I didn't bring. Again, thank you guys. Thank you guys for listening. And yeah, I think that's a good way to end it. So, hopefully you guys have a great, blessed day. That's another thing I used to say. I'm bringing back too many memories. I gotta stop. But yeah, just stay safe, guys. And I hope to see you guys Friday. So, yeah. God bless you guys. Doop.
I live for the moments where I'm still in your presence. All the noise dies down. Lord, speak to me now. You have all my attention. I will linger and listen. I can't miss a thing. Lord, I know my heart wants more of you. My heart wants something new, so I surrender. All I want is to live within your love, be undone by who you are. My desire is to know you deeper. Lord, I will open up again, throw my fears into the wind. I am desperate for a touch of heaven. Whoa, whoa, you're the fire in the morning, you're the cool in the evening, the breath in my soul, oh, the life in my bones. There is no hesitation in your love and affection. It's the sweetest of all. Lord, I know my heart wants more of you. My heart wants something new, so I surrender all. All I want is to live within your love, be undone by who you are. My desire is to know you deeper. Lord, I will open up again, throw my fears into the wind. I am desperate for a touch of heaven. I open up my heart to you. I open up my heart to you now. So do what only you can. Jesus, have your way in me now. Come on. I open up my heart to you. Yeah. I open up my So do what only you can. Jesus, have your way in me now. I open up my heart to you. I open up my heart to you now. So do what only you can. Jesus, have your way now. Come on, every voice to sing. And all I want is to live within your love, be undone by who you are. My desire is to know you deeper. I will open up again, throw my fears into the wind. I am desperate for a touch of heaven. Na 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 Cause all I want is to live within your love, be undone by who you are. My desire is to know you deeper. Lord, I will open up again, throw my fears into the wind. I am desperate for a touch of heaven.
Más que mi canción